For those of you who download and listen to the podcast before Monday night, November 7th, I wanted to give you a heads up announcement. I'm going to be on the show Join the Anarchy. They're a new Twitch show that is sort of a blend of an actual play and an audience participation improv show like Whose Line Is It Anyway? They play an ongoing Shadowrun Anarchy campaign every other Monday, and they bring in a guest player every episode to join the cast as the wild card player. I have the honor of being their first guest on Monday, November 7th. It goes live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern U.S. time, and it's pretty cool. What I'll be doing is I'll be making my Anarchy character live during the first 30 minutes of the show, and I'll be taking audience suggestions about the different personality and quality aspects of my character. The audience participation doesn't stop there either. It continues through the entire show where we, the players and the GM, take suggestions from the audience about what to do, what to say, and how to tell the story, really. It's a really, really fun and interactive experience. Now, if you're interested in participating, then go to twitch.tv/jointheanarchy, one word. Link's going to be in the show notes anyway. It'll be at 8:30 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. Now, if you can't make it, but you still want to watch, they have a YouTube channel where they archive all the episodes, and you can check them out there. Just head over to YouTube and search Join the Anarchy Twitch. Now, on with the show. Listening to the Complex Action Actual Play podcast. Hailey has an uncomfortable and upsetting visit to church with Rudolph before the team meets up at a local bar to start planning what Payday is calling their first real run. Now, can someone please explain to Elric how crime works? Please enjoy episode 12, Planning for Crime. Well, are you guys going to be doing anything this evening, or are you guys going to be waiting until the next day, or?
I at least wanted to do a quick data search, at least through Eon, and see what I can turn up on Blue Data.
Yeah, absolutely, no problem.
That'd be
yeah, Blue Data is it's a very old company in South Carolina in the area. It actually used to be a part of a larger company from the fifth world called Blue Cross Blue Shield insurance company. They handled all sorts of kinds of insurance, health insurance, property insurance, all sorts of life insurance, all big insurance company. But the company, as it grew, itself was part insurance and part the other part of their business was storing lots of data, and that was just the other half of their business was an IT solutions kind of with a focus on data storage and data stuff. Go ahead.
Oh, I was about to say that might trigger something. If I recall right, Blue Cross had some sort of significance in Columbia's past, didn't it?
Are you talking in the Shadowrun version or the real version?
In the Shadowrun.
Yeah. So exactly.
Can I roll my very meager history of Columbia?
Yeah, absolutely. This would help you out a lot.
Only one hit there. And Eon's sharing that knowledge with the group.
Sure. One hit's enough because it's a big part of Columbia. A lot of the Columbia area was very proud of this company because it's, for a long time, it's been kind of, the story of Columbia has always been to try to become, bigger and grander and on the scale of some of those larger East Coast cities like nearby Atlanta and other places, and they'd always kind of the growth and success of Blue Cross Blue Shield has always been a part of that. So early on, one of the notable things about Blue Cross Blue Shield before it split off to Blue Data was that in the first Matrix crash, they actually came out of it unscathed, and they didn't really ever tell anybody why, and it was pretty impressive, and everybody was really impressed by it. It got them a lot of business after that first Matrix crash because they said that it was had a lot to do with a lot of their IT practices, a lot of their redundancy, and they were able to leverage that into growing their data processing and data storage side of their business, bragging about that and telling people that they've got a great secure place for data. Later on, there was a thing in Colombia called the insurance wars, and I won't go into a lot of detail about that, but there was a bunch of insurance companies that actually went to war with each other, and it was early on in the there was a lot of shadowrunning going on, and it all ended out insurance companies in Colombia running against each other, and Blue Cross Blue Shield came out on top, and finally Blue Data and the IT side decided to split from the insurance side, and they kind of split into two single A mega corporations, kind of both thinking that they could go double A and bigger on their own, and then the second Matrix crash happened, and Blue Data survived that unscathed as well, and so things started to get mysterious around them, like how did they get so lucky 2 times in a row? And they of course have been leveraging that into strength and security, and they're on the verge of becoming, they're trying really hard to push, and on the verge of becoming graduated to from the corporate court to become a double A mega.
Well, both Payday and Eon will translate all that to the group, and very strangely kind of almost finish each other's thoughts in regards to that.
All right, cool. So other than that research about Blue Data, to give you guys kind of a historical and business background of how they sit in Colombia, is anybody else doing anything tonight? It's about 10 after you guys gallivant around Colombia in the Coco Taxi. It's about probably 11:30 at night on Saturday, September 10th.
I don't think I have anything I want to do after we get back home. Maybe just flick through the trid, see what I see if there's anything interesting on recent announcements.
Yeah, I'm just gonna plan on turning in early unless someone has something specific for me to do, because I don't really know what I'm doing in this. It all sounds like a bunch of gobbledygook to me. So I'm planning on doing some preparations and summoning tomorrow. I figure when we actually get down to business, unless somebody brings up doing something in the meantime.
Payday's ready to get down to things.
All right, cool. Well, sun rises and the earth continues on for another day. And early in the morning, Hailey gets a knock on her door.
Hello?
At the door you recognize him, is the I can never remember this guy's name, but it's Rudolph's kind of like help around his house.
Hey.
He says, "Hey, Hailey. Rudolph wanted me to come down here and get you. He said that you hadn't been. He was heading out to church, and that you hadn't been, and he thought you guys hadn't been in a while, and he thought you might come and hang out with him for a little while, join him."
Well, of course. I will get dressed, and then I'll be right over.
All right.
Can't go in my ratty sleep clothes.
All right, so when you head over there, he's dressed up nice and everything, and he always goes. Rudolph always goes to church every Sunday. He's not exactly you would not take him as a religious person per se, but there's a church on the horseshoe, and lots of people go there, and so he goes he's a big community leader, so he likes to always be there.
Well, I'm very surprised, but welcome for the invitation. It's so nice to have lunch with you again.
Yeah, absolutely. Hailey, thank you for coming by. Why don't we're gonna go inside. I think services are about to start.
Okay.
And he goes in, and there's a lot of always, as you're going in and sitting down, he has to stop lots of times to say hi to people, shake hands and smile and ask people how they're doing and everything. And you sit down, and church services happen, and he's very nice and cordial and does everything you're supposed to do. It's a Baptist church, so there's lots of singing and standing and shaking hands and stuff. But when things are done and he finally gets out of there, which takes a little while because, again, he's got to do the same thing leaving, he asks if you will walk with him back to his place, join him back to as he walks back to his place. He wanted to talk to you.
Sure.
He says, well, Hailey, decided, so I heard about that you got contacted by someone for some work just yesterday.
Yeah.
You got contacted by a man named Z-Trip.
Yeah.
And he takes that big deep breath and sighs that I just did at the same time. He says, look, I don't want, he doesn't know exactly how to say it. It's almost like he's searching for a way to say it, and then he just decides to come right out and say it, and he says, I don't want you to take the job with him.
But we already told him we would do it.
I understand, but look, when I decided to help you get into this line of work, he does air quotes, he says, I was doing it so that you would help get you out there on your own, so you could maybe, get on your feet, get comfortable, get your footing, and then get into something that could get you a comfortable, reliable, safe living. And well, Z-Trip, this guy's bad news. He's going to get you involved in things that you don't want to get yourselves involved in. So
But you told me that we had to do what we said we were going to do, and I already told him that I was going to do it.
I understand, and you're right. Your word is an important thing. I've told you that. But look, I'll give you a job around the horseshoe if it's about making a living, something easy, okay? Something comfortable. That way you won't get yourself into trouble. You can stay here around the university. Everything will be easy. There's just no reason for you to be getting involved with a guy like Z-Trip. Look, bottom line, I know I said I'd get you into some work like this, but I'm taking it back. Starting tomorrow, you're going to head over to Miss Melanie's restaurant and tell her I sent you. She'll give you a job waiting tables or something.
Haley is stunned because this is Rudolph. I gotta go, and she will kind of run off.
Okay. He stands there and watches her run off.
I am calling Pillar.
Hey, what's up, girl?
Rudolph says I can't take the job.
Why not?
He wants me to wait tables. He says Z-Trip is bad news. It's Rudolph.
Oh, look, Darwin, I don't know how to tell you this, but Z-Trip's an okay guy. I mean, we've met him, right? And Rudolph, you know, he's concerned for you, but he's just gonna hold you back. You got a lot of potential here.
But it's Rudolph.
It's one more guy, right? You're an adult. Take care of yourself. Isn't that what you want to do? We do one good job in a night, make $7 grand. You don't have to work again for the rest of the month. You really want to wait tables?
Well, no, I don't want to wait tables, but I mean...
All right, there you go. You got your answer right there. Done. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but if I do it and then Rudolph gets mad at me, or mad at us, I don't really want to make Rudolph mad.
I'm sure he'll be happy that you're successful and independent on your own, right?
He didn't sound like he was going to be happy I would be successful and independent.
Yeah, but he put you in this line of work. Well, you know, I think he's just testing you.
I don't...
Oh, darling, look, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Rudolph doesn't need to know.
Haley is totally staring at her comm link like you're an idiot for that comment. Rudolph knows everything.
Well, you know what? I'll leave the decision up to you. Z-Trip's your friend. He offered to get you this information. I don't know how important that is to you, but, you know, if you really don't feel comfortable with it, call and tell him we can't do it.
Oh, man. Bye.
Bye.
Haley is going to go back to her room and like pace the floor for a while because she does not know what to do right now.
All right. Well, what about the rest of you guys? You would have gotten that phone call probably around 12:30 in the afternoon.
All right.
Hit up. Good.
Oh, you go.
I was gonna hit up Boker, the Voodoo Street Sam I know, to see if he's ever hit this place.
He says, hey, no, I haven't. I've never had any reason to hit up Blue Data. No, my work is more, you know, on the interesting side of things, if you know what I mean. Kind of waves his fingers.
Not really, but I'll take it. Alright, I saw you done some work here. We'll get that beer tomorrow.
Anytime. Every time.
Did Payday make any mention about doing anything more than just his cursory Googling?
What do you mean?
Well, you shared a bunch of Googled information, basically, and didn't say anything about whether or not he was going to drive by to play Saturday.
Yeah, he shared the data search plus his own history rundown, but had left it open-ended kind of after that. However, on the following day, Eon will be placing pretty much a call, but mostly it's a message because she doesn't really have anything to add. That Payday would like to meet, and I was going to ask Bobby around the horseshoe. Is there any dive bars on the quieter side?
In the university area, there's a popular sort of dive bar / Shadowrunner bar actually called the Wig. It's an interesting location, but it's in walking distance from. It's a popular place. I don't know that I'd call it quiet. But
quiet among a crowd works too.
Yeah, it's about 2 blocks away. It's perfect for the university. You know, the university being this strange underworld place, like dropped smack dab in the middle of downtown Columbia. It somehow gets by doing that. The Wig is this, like I said, dive bar / it's a Shadowrunner dive bar, and it sits across the street from the State House for Columbia, South Carolina, the capital, and it's underneath one of their taller buildings that is actually a news like a news. Words leaving my brain, like an ABC kind of place, CBS
like
kind of place.
Network headquarters.
Yeah, network news place. Yeah, but it's underground.
All right. Well, Payday will say this in message form, or Eon. That is, Payday would like to set up a meeting at 8 o'clock at the Wig for anybody who can make it to discuss how we're going to go about this and the job in general. Please be there.
Oh shit, he said please.
It was Eon said please. She's way more polite.
Oh, that makes way more sense.
To give you even more of a proper feeling for how like strange of a location this place is, this Shadowrunner bar that is just a regular old not hidden staircase that goes underground this TV station. 1 block to the east is the Horizon Tower, and 1 block to the left is the Seder Krupp Tower. So it's like it is, and then across the street is the State House. So it's like such a strange location, but it's a very well respected, trusted, and popular Shadowrunner bar.
You had me at Shadowrunner bar.
Yeah, Elric is basically just kind of doing various alchemy work, doing different preparations and whatnot to be ready for whatever might happen. He doesn't know what to expect.
Well, Haley's going to knock on his door next.
Come in. Oh, just a minute. Maglock, right. Come in.
Elric, you got to help me.
Sure. What do you need help with?
Rudolph says I can't do this job.
What?
I
Did
know.
Rudolph hook us up with these jobs?
Well, he said that Z was bad news, and he wants me to wait tables. He said I
What?
couldn't there anymore. But
Why
Z
did he say that?
Information. I don't know. I left because I.
Are you
couldn't
sure
do
it was really him?
Well,
Like
why would it
somebody
be him?
with a spell on them to make them look like they're him? To scare us off or something? I don't know. It seems pretty far-fetched now that I think about it. But
I mean, we went to church. Doubt somebody would pretend to be him at church. You know, we were there for a while. Everybody was
yeah,
there.
I guess that rules out that theory.
That makes it even weirder. Why would Rudolph say that I can't do this job?
I don't know. He didn't say anything to me.
Wait, he's letting you do this job?
I'd assume he knows I'm doing something on this job if he knows you are. He didn't call me and tell me to stop doing it.
Okay, well, this is totally not fair.
This has got to be some kind of a test. It's the only thing that makes sense. He's testing your independence or something. I don't know. It's kind of insulting and condescending that he would do a test like that, though.
Yeah, but what if it's for real? I mean, he could kick me out. And this is the only place I know.
I don't know. You want a beer? I've got a bunch left from the party. People didn't seem to be drinking much of them for some reason.
Because you got shit-tasting beer.
No,
Yeah, to be honest, I don't really know what to tell you. I'm not sure what I would do. And, well, you know what? I know what I would do. Carry through with what I said I was going to do. Otherwise, what are you?
That's what I told Rudolph, too.
I mean, if everybody knows you backed off on a job because somebody just told you to, you'll never be anything in this business. At least, I mean, I guess it kind of sounds like I'm telling you what to do. But I think that's what I would do if Rudolph told me to call it off. I'd thank him for his concern and try to politely get the frag out of there.
Good point. Thank you.
Rudolph and I are pretty good terms. If it was something like he was going to geek people for doing, he'd tell me about it too. The fact that he's just telling you about it, that tells me something. He's playing some sort of mind game. I guess when you're a leader, you have to do stuff like that. Maybe, I don't know.
Thank you.
But we got this meeting to get to at 8 o'clock. I got some alchemy to cook up. You're welcome to hang out here if you want, but I gotta get back to work.
I need to go. I need to go talk to Rudolph and tell him thank you. And do I need to find a new place to stay?
Don't do that. Don't go talk to him. Just do what you're gonna do.
No, that's being a chicken. I'll see you at 8. I will very resolutely walk out of the room.
Man, that was some real talk from Elric.
Direct, I'm going to sit down and astrally project and tag along with her.
Oh yeah, good idea.
She might have some trouble, and I want to be there to see if there's anything I can do. Earlier today, I tried to summon a 4/6 fire spirit. I got 4 hits. I don't know if you saw the notes on that.
I didn't. Hold on.
I don't have a fire spirit. I definitely want one now.
Yeah, you got 3 net hits. So roll
Okay.
that drain. What, that's 6 drain, or is it
If I got 3 net hits, that would be only 2 drain. Well, how many hits get on me?
the you were summoning 4/6 and you got how many hits?
I got 4 hits.
Oh, you got 1 net hit. I got 3 hits. Well, let me just
Okay. So I have 2 services then, because I have the quality that gives me a bonus service when I summon
Right.
these guys. Okay, I haven't really ordered it to do anything yet, but I'll have it around if I need to call it into combat to back up Hailey if something goes wrong with her. So I'll be tagging along and doing that.
All right.
And I will go up to Rudolph's door and I will knock politely but firmly. No banging, but it's a
Rudolph answers the door, which is not usual. Normally, he has somebody answer the door for him. He says, "Figured I'd be seeing you."
You always said that I need to do what I said I would do. And so I have gotten a job and I said I would take the job and I need to do the job. Does this mean I need to find somebody else to be? when I come home.
He takes a deep breath and kind of with one hand rubs, both temples, has his head in his hand, and takes a deep breath and says, Hailey, you don't need to find another place to live. I respect what you're saying. I don't like it, but I don't suppose I can stop you.
Good, because I like it here.
He kind of half smiles, like that kind of like forlorn smile where he doesn't like the reason he's having to smile, but he says, you don't have to go anywhere. You can stay here.
Okay. Now, is there something about this job I should know?
I don't know really about the job itself. It's just, I told you everything that I was going to tell you. If you're going to do it, go for it. Good luck. And good luck.
Okay. She will walk away, but it's kind of sad.
Charlie Brown sad, or like resolute, like I'm going out on my own sad?
Yeah, the resolute, I'm going out on my own. I kind of feel like a tie has been cut a little bit at least. She doesn't have a whole lot of those.
Fair enough. Nothing happened in the astral plane.
Okay, just making sure she's gonna be okay. I won't reveal my Overwatch at all.
You definitely got a lot of that emotion back and forth. It was coming from both sides quite a bit.
It's really strange.
All right, so are you guys working on some legwork?
Yes, I will just look up blue data and try to find a little bit more information about this and the prototype and all that kind of good stuff.
Time is sunset.
About 7:30-ish.
All right, once the sunset, I'm gonna summon another 4/6 fire spirit.
Go for it. It will help me if I know more specifically what Hailey is looking for. That way I can potentially give you better information.
First of all, she'll just look and see what blue data is. Like, what is any information about the company itself? I got 4.
Okay. Other than what you've already been told, you find a lot of what you've already been told by Payday and what he looked at that night. But, a little bit more, you find out that they've been, pretty successful. There's some rumors that, that they're on the verge of kind of scrambling to look for the next big thing that's going to push them into their, to get their invitation to be a AA mega corporation. Some people rumor is that Blue Data and Blue Cross, which is the insurance division, are looking to merge again. That maybe that'll give them their push. It's a lot of political / business stuff, but everything else surrounding Blue Data is pretty mysterious. There's a lot of there's a lot of weird conspiracy theories about this place because that all center around how in the world did they manage to survive two devastating Matrix crashes unscathed.
I would take a look from a distance at them, Matrix-wise, trying to see like what does their host look like? What are the the Matrix aura, I guess, of it? I got 3.
On a Matrix perception for the host.
Yeah.
Tell me more specifically what it is that you're looking for, because you got 3 hits, so you can get. I mean, in mechanics terms, that's like 3 questions you can ask, so to speak.
I would almost. I don't know. I guess what I'm looking for is kind of almost like an sensing type thing. Is what do I sense like? And I don't know that there's a game mechanic for it, for like a resonance, a sensing of the host. Like, what does it feel like? What does it look like? Is it a Wizard of Oz type thing, or is it like, Halloween? And, like, what does it look like? Because you can tell a lot about something by what they decide their host needs to look like.
Yeah, fair enough. The host from the outside is designed to kind of look like a very sturdy structure. It's not ornate. It's very kind of like it resembles like a Fort Knox, like it's kind of like their host looks like a building that's sort of this impenetrable structure. That's the image they're trying to get off. And Fort Knox is probably the best comparison I can make to what sort of image and feeling they're going for with the host.
Okay. And do I see anything like guards, or is it all like does it look like there's like, oh, they have doors in this building and it's or is it like all bricked up? Is it like, they've got like a guard post? Is it look like they have a entryway, or is it really just like a bricked up building? And
Sure. So now to be clear, you're talking about the host, or did you go in VR to the actual location? You're trying to get a feel for the building itself?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I went to look at the building like from cameras and stuff.
Okay, so to look at the cameras, actually look at the cameras, you'd of course have to get access to the cameras, which would mean hacking
Sorry, let me
and everything.
do that.
But if you're just trying to get, there's icons potentially around the host or around the building, because you can go there in VR. You can actually traverse the analog to the physical space. And there you see, lots of activity, people, employees walking around with comm links and everything. And there are icons for cameras and door sensors and all this kind of stuff around the building.
Okay.
Probably from Hailey's experience, this is certainly one of the, if not the most secure place that she's ever tried to kind of take a detailed look at. She's not. But having said that, she's it's kind of hard to think about how I would filter it from Hailey's perspective. But she doesn't. She's new to this, but it's decently well guarded in terms of what she's encountered in the past.
Okay. For right now, that's all she's going to do. Because from her perspective, this would be the first time that she has ever deliberately tried to break into some place like this. So she's kind of not quite sure what to do next. So she's going to go to the meeting and see if maybe she can speak to Eon.
Anybody else doing anything before this meeting at the Wig at 8?
I'll give the place a drive-by.
Okay. Anybody, you going with anybody, or are you just heading out on your bike by yourself?
I am just a normal everyday citizen, sir, driving by about my business. No need to be a suspicious cavalry or convoy of cars.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. So
I guess a perception test or something.
Yeah. Now to get to Blue Data, you're gonna have to take a route. It's outside the wall, so you're gonna have to leave Columbia and go through the wall. Are you gonna take a well-traveled road that is less likely for you to encounter problems, or are you trying,
I really don't like being shot, so I will take the normal pedestrian methods.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, and it's not hard to find something like that. I mean, this is a big, corporation here in Columbia, so presumably people go there all the time, and there's a way that they easily get in and out. It's almost right on the other side of the wall. It's really right on the other side of the wall. You could, if you were inside the building, you have a perfect view from out their windows of the wall surrounding Columbia. As you go out there, it's on the east side of Columbia, kind of like the northeast side. Out of character, you guys, that map that I made for you guys, I actually altered it a little bit. I adjusted it. Do we still have that link in the Facebook group?
Maybe.
I think I might have gotten rid of it thinking that I would need to change the link. Let me pop it into the TeamSpeak chat real fast so that you guys have it, just in case you want it.
Maps.
I should probably save it to the to my laptop here.
The adjustments I made was I actually took out a lot of the extra stuff that your characters wouldn't know about, and left a lot of all the stuff that's in there is either stuff that you guys have directly dealt with or things that you would know about either through your contacts or because, popular things. And I'm going to, for your guys' benefit, I'm going to continue to add things to it as we go along, so it'll change. This is also, again, just for you guys. I'm going to figure out a way to get this map, if anything, just a link, but I'd like there to be a better way to do it on the website, so that I've gotten several requests from listeners to be able to see a map of Columbia, so this will be up there. But anyway, on the northeast side, there's Blue Cross Blue Shield. It's labeled there Blue Data. So there's two buildings, actually. There's a big tall tower, but the address you were given as the place where you would be able to find this R&D server that you need to find is in another building that's next to this big tall tower that's like 10 or maybe 15 stories tall. The other building is long and squat. It's 3 stories tall, and there's not like there's not like gates or anything up. You could drive through the parking lot if you wanted to. You could walk right up to the building.
That sounds like a silly idea, unless there is something like like how they have strip malls. Is there something along those lines that I could not walk right up to the building I plan on sneaking into in a couple of days?
Oh, you mean like a place that you would have an excuse to be hanging out at and observe the building?
Yeah, like a restaurant.
Actually,
Wendy's
not.
Still there?
Say that again?
Is the Wendy's still there?
I don't know that they're.
Zooming in Google Maps, I see Wendy's not too far away.
You must be looking at a different place because there's a.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Look at the little plus sign
that
that
place.
says Blue Cross on it.
Yep. So that's the Blue Cross, and you guys are going to Blue Data. Blue Cross is, if you follow on the map, if we're to refer to a map that you guys are looking looking at. If you follow I-20 all the way back towards Columbia, you'll see another icon there that's blue data.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So you can see there that there's nothing, even in this 2078. There's not really much of anything. There's an old neighborhood across the street, but not a lot of businesses out there.
The highway's right next to the place. That's significant.
Yep. Very quick access to the highway.
That'll be important. Let me look up this for a second.
While you're looking at that, who else? Pillar? What's Pillar doing?
I was waiting for our meeting.
And Payday is planning his agenda for the meeting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's really organized.
A half an hour before the meeting, when dusk falls and I lose my spirit, I summon another one. This time I got 6 hits.
Another 4/6?
Yep.
You got
All right.
5 net hits, so that's I got this confused in my head. When it's just a regular old summoned spirit, the drain is just equal to the number of hits, right? It's not double.
No, double. Whether
Oh, okay.
summoning
So it
or
is double,
binding.
so
If
it's 2 net.
binding, they roll twice as many of their force against. Summoning, they just roll force against.
That's what it is that I was remembering. One is doubled and one is not. Okay, so it's 2 stun for you.
No drain.
I'm
Got
gonna
a
go
whole
have
bunch of goodies I made, but we might not need them.
I'm gonna go have lunch at the Little Pig Barbecue.
It's a great barbecue place.
I would hope so. Yeah, I'll just go have lunch and hang out a little longer than, I'll be that guy who's at the table for too long and the waitress gets a little upset.
Oh, there are no waitresses at this
No.
place. It's a barbecue buffet. You ever been to a barbecue in the South?
No.
Well, let me tell you. You go up, you pay for a plate, and you have at it.
All right, then I'm definitely the guy that eats probably too much to be kosher they're losing money on me, let's put it that way.
There are, at this place, there's going to be definitely other people on motorcycles in leather jackets, so you will not feel out of place.
I am specifically looking because this place is kind of close to the Target building to see if there's anybody that's wearing like their logos or that kind of stuff.
What's your edge?
2, because I have finally enough karma.
Roll your edge pool and tell me if you get any hits.
No hits, no ones.
Nope, you don't notice anybody. Nobody
Alright.
wearing name badges or anything.
That's fine. I'll just hang out here until a little later and then go for the meeting.
All right. Anybody else before the meeting?
I'll definitely be there.
I'm pretty much going right there. I'll even be early.
So at 8 o'clock, I'm going to show up at Payday's house with some really cheap beer.
It's awkward. We're going to a bar.
I thought
Yeah.
we were going to his house. Never mind. I'm not going to bring beer to a bar.
It's amazing. So we're all at the bar, and Elric is at Payday's garage with some beer.
What did I miss?
We all went to a bar, and Elric standing on Payday's porch with beer.
Yeah, I guess I'm at Payday's porch with some cheap beer. The meeting was there. I'm going to give Pillar a call.
I'll send him the location of the bar. You mean come get you?
How far is that from here?
Stay where
It-
you are.
It's walkable. It's 6 or 7 blocks, but it's just not going to be a comfortable walk.
Yeah, no problem. I'll walk.
Well, about halfway through your walk, you get a taxi pick you up. It's a special taxi.
Is it the Cocoa Taxi?
Indeed.
All
Yeah,
right.
coconut.
I hop in. Oh, thanks for the ride.
No problem, kid.
Walking takes a long time.
It's good for you.
Well, when anybody who goes into the wig, you walk down the stairs, and at the bottom of the stairs of this very poorly, dimly lit stone staircase with that goes 1 level underground, and there's a big kind of heavy metal door at the end of it. That's the entrance to the wig, and there's a big human, tough-looking guy who his name is Walter. He's the bouncer of the place. He kind of stops people. He gives everybody kind of like that eye look that a bouncer always gives, and kind of opens the door and lets you guys in.
It's good to see you, Walter.
He nods. Good to see you.
Hey, Walter. How you doing?
It's a slow night tonight, but things can always pick up.
Payday.
Sure can. My name's Elric.
Nice to meet you. And he doesn't extend his hand. If you extend your hand to him, he'll be polite, but he doesn't offer.
I'll leave it at that and go in.
He goes back to his watch. The wig is kind of a small place, but again, popular. It's the atmosphere is nice. It's dark, like you would expect from a dive bar at night, and it's got enough lighting you can see, but it's definitely dark. Sets the mood. There's a lot of smoke in here from people smoking, and there's a bar and enough room for there's about 4 or 5 booths on one end and 5 or 6 tables kind of throughout between the bar and these booths, and in one place along the wall, one of the walls is this big giant is a safe door, like an old school, like big metal safe door. Because this place actually used to be a bank a long time ago, like 150 years ago. It was a bank, and it was eventually went out of business and turned into this bar. And that room, for anybody who's ever been here before, and especially if you've ever used it for this reason, that room is their kind of like private room that they use. And it's kind of like, a joke, that, not really a joke, but they kind of like the atmosphere of it being a safe, because it's a Shadowrunner bar, and they can, you can rent out the safe room.
As I walk into the place, I put my goggles on and slip on my AR gloves.
Eon waves to you.
I wave to Eon. Big goofy smile.
The place